Hey guys, welcome back to Unicycle Lore. We're doing something a little bit different today. I got a new video format coming in hot. We're doing Unicycle chat. Okay, so there's a couple things I want to talk about. The competition season is kind of wrapping up here, so we'll go over some results from NAUCC and EUC. We're going to talk about some of the cool stuff that happened during the competition. Not a ton, just like some of the highlights, final tricks, stuff I liked. I want to talk about a new competition format that they tested out at NAUCC, and then I'm going to do a couple little Instagram clips I saw the last couple days that I thought were worth checking out, and some upcoming competition news. So let's get into it with the NAUCC 2025 results. NAUCC was in Michigan this year for the second time in the last, of recent ones. Let's look at the flat results. Flatland Expert Male, the results. You got Roger Hahn III. Roger. I guess they call him Trey because he's the third. This is Trey Hahn. It's a pretty cool nickname if that's what that is. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe he just registered under someone else's name. And then we got Jack Seven, second place. No small feat beating Jack in a flat comp. The dude is an absolute master of competition flatland riding, as you'll see. Levi Prindle, third place. I believe this is his first competition ever. And it's sick. He beat Mike Backlida, who's a pretty seasoned competitor at this point, to take the bronze medal. Then you got AJ Kinsella Johnson, Dale Gritch, Abram Dostal, and Nick Braun. And props to this dude for making it to the battles. Nick Braun, I know he's been riding for a while. He runs the Unicycle Discord. You should check it out if you're into that. Dude's been grinding, and he got to do the flat battles, which is sick. So congrats to all of these guys. That's your top 8 there from NAUCC. Switching over to EUC. First of all, can we just look at the difference in these websites? Actually, I'm not ready for this yet. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the NAUCC flat comp. My voice just cracked. You're gonna have to. Just ignore that. I wish I hadn't said anything about it. All right. First trick I want to look at. I took a couple little notes here. 1 hour, 31 minutes. This is a battle Trey and Mike. The semifinal battle. This was to see who would go to the finals. You see him, Trey's putting on the helmet there. So his final trick, this is his first try, and he hits the Honster backflip so clean. That trick looks like it's easy for him. He did that again in the final battle against Jack, and it just looks like he's got it. He's got it totally consistent, which is sick. The next trick I wrote down here. Let's see, 139.
And that is time.
All right, this is Levi's final trick. Take a look at this. He does. Let's see. Mike's trying to full out quad. That's a banger. I don't think he lands it, but. Check this. Levi trying the hit quads. You got a couple quad flip variations going down here. Oh, that is so crazy. How does he flip it so fast? The wheel just disappears. All right, check this out. Boom. Look how heavy that landing is. That is just crazy. Look how he lands this. He is this looks like a guy who just hopped 180 centimeters, fully tucked, man. And the crowd just loves it. That's how the trick has to look. Your final trick has to look like it was really hard for you. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Jack versus Trey. I mean, this final battle was sick, guys. If you haven't looked at this whole thing, I'm not gonna look at the whole thing here. But Trey is just crazy, man. Not a big fan of having to raise the hand to pass the turn to the other rider. I just think it looks kind of dorky, I mean, look at just how comfortable Jack is at unicycling. He's a perfect competitor. All right. Okay. If you watch the video that Mike filmed of this final battle, he uploaded it on his channel as well. You could hear him in the background say, I can't believe he's trying that, which is exactly what I was thinking when I was watching this live. This trick is crazy, man. Look at this. Hang on. I'm not going to pause it. I'm going to let you watch the trick in real speed.
3, 2.
What is that, dude? What trick is that? Okay, so how do I slow this down? I got a comment last time that I could reduce speed. Oh, it's a game changer. Check this out. Okay, half roll forward, foot jam on the tire, half seat wrap, down to the back, crank, half outside back roll. It's like finishes like a varial roll. Man, that's so crazy. This is just a little sneak peek. This battle was sick. You guys got to check this out. All right, the final tricks. Obviously, got to shout out the final trick here. Trey gets to go first. Oh no, okay, Jack's going first. Watch this. We're gonna talk about this trick in a little bit. Boom. That's a massive trick. The only problem is that this looks too easy for Jack. Look at this. Trey quad this is. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. He overflipped it. Boom. That's a crazy trick. He literally made it look too easy. A final trick has to look hard. Now check this. Trey's final trick. Alright. Look at this. Boom! The 180 scissor side, and he's fired up. Wait, hang on. I'm slowing this down so you can see. 180 scissor side. This is a side spin around both legs. And look at it, dude. His boys come running out. They hype him up. Levi, primo hype man. Jack's stoked for him. Man, yeah, that's a sick final battle. I'm stoked about that. It was fun to watch. So you got your top 3 right there on the screen. Trey 1, Jack 2nd, and then Levi in 3rd. Cool stuff, guys. That's just some of the highlights. Now, let's go over a couple more of these results here. Let me Command F the street. The street results are not on here yet. So, well, they got the junior. Well, I know that Wout got first. He shared the podium with Jack, who also got first. Technically, it was Wout, then Jack 2nd, and then 3rd was Kyle Alviani. So props to those guys. I wish I could see who actually got 3rd here. They also don't have the expert trials results. Do they have high jump on here? Let's take a look at X style. X style was Jack, Trey, and then Mike. Okay, cool. Were they the only competitors? No. Oh, geez. Oh, yeah, okay. I guess it's a little bit different because you don't do battles in X style. So props to those guys. That's sweet. X style is a cool contest, I think. All right. Do they have high jump? High jump. They got the competitors. Okay, so this has to be the winner, right? Scotty with the jump of 108. That's crazy. 108 over bars is super high. 2nd place would have been Wout, I guess. They hit him with the double asterisks because he's from Belgium. Belgium is not a North American country. So he gets 2 asterisks next to his name. Nick Braun, 79. He was chasing him down. He beat him by 1 centimeter. And then 74, Gabe Call. And then 71 was Brandon Penrod. Okay. So those are the results that I'm mostly interested in. Now take a look at this EUC website, guys. Take Oh, look at this thing. This looks sick. They got... This is the EUC that just happened. Look at this. Every one has its own... It has its own special logo illustration. We'll look at the most recent one. Look at the results here. My computer is having a hard time loading this page because it's just too sick and I'm far away from my router. Flatland. Okay, we got the adult female and then adult open here. This is mostly what I'm covering. You can check out the other results. I'm just not super familiar with all these other riders, so I'm looking at the guys like I'm kind of like familiar with, you know. The adult open, you got Yella Dillon took the gold, Mimo Seidler second, and then Steffi got third. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit surprised at this. I don't know who Mimo beat to get into the finals. The dude is just like he's relentless. Mimo's just always on the podium. He took out some serious Flatlanders to get there, I guess, because you got like August was competing in this. Cornell was there. Did he beat Cornell? I'm stoked to see that Yella won the competition because he's a guy from my generation. You got these younger riders here doing some crazy stuff. But let's take a look at some of the highlights here. I didn't write down a ton of stuff about these actually. But we got some clips here from
August is under 20.
That's cool.
Invert to cross foot. Another invert. 180 on tire.
Nice.
Double or triple.
This looks like a cool spot to have a contest.
Is under 10 seconds.
Something in between the two.
Oof.
5, 4, 3.
Oh. Anyway, let's this battle's sweet. This is their battle for third place.
360.
Three side. Steffi's combos are just so sick. He's so consistent at it.
I mean, this time 90 to tire and 270 down.
Yeah, that's crazy. August has some really interesting, cool tricks. And look, I like the way he 360 sides out of the cross-footed riding. That's cool. Look at this.
Epic.
It's the first time I've ever seen this kid miss a 9 side.
900 side spin attempt.
360 secret side.
Under 40.
9 side. And then boom, tray side over. Like that's really cool. One thing I want you to look at here is, okay, so check Steffi's final trick. Wait a minute. What's going
The
on here?
other one.
Dude, what am I doing? Okay, there. Okay. Okay, check this out. Look at his final trick. You recognize that? Same thing Jack did. He just made it look 1, 2, 3, 4, and look at the landing. Like, I'm still getting used to this. Trey quad, he gets fired up. Jack was too nonchalant about it. I'm telling you, you got to make it look really hard. And then the final battle. Yella, just some classic EUC Flatland here, some European riding. Look at that.
Crank jump.
Oh.
Crank jump attempts. Ref double flip. Double ref. Relay double back. Double ref.
Like that he backs up the double rev. Nice little foot jam combo, cross hops.
Cross foot. Down to back roll.
It's a nice combo. Yeah, it's good stuff. Okay, we love that kind of stuff. That was great. So there's your top 3. In Flatland. The street results, you'll be shocked to see that Mimo was the first in street. Folk Schubert. This dude is sick. If you have not seen any of his stuff, you should follow his Instagram. His clips are really, really awesome. He's getting extremely good. His run was super good, really consistent. good style. And then Yele got third, which is, I mean, man, good for Yele. Trials results. Mark has had the European trial scene in a stranglehold for 15 years or something. Like, has this guy ever lost this competition? Marin, Michaud, and Stepan Tonker. I don't know any of these guys, but good for those guys. That's awesome. I wonder if Aiden competed. Got high jump here. I know Aiden took that one. Johannes Baum, Kirchner, and then Mark got third. This is cool to see. You know, one of the reasons I started unicycling was because I saw a video of Mark Fabian doing a high jump. And I was like, I thought it was cool. And he's still doing it. That's nearly 20 years ago. So that's awesome to see. And good for Aiden. Aiden was training for this by wearing a weighted vest doing high jump. That's metal. I like that. That's really cool. Long jump. I'm not super interested in long jump, but there's the results in case you are. Look how sick this results page is compared to the NAUCC one. My goodness. That's crazy. Okay, now one of the other things I want to talk about was they ran this event at NAUCC that was doubles Flatland, pairs Flatland. And this is a competition I've been I would have been super eager to compete in this a long time ago when I was, well, you know, much younger and I all my friends rode and stuff. I always had the idea that this would be just a lot of fun. The way they ran it was pretty interesting, I think. So you were paired randomly. That's how you got your partner for your pairs Flatland battles. And they scored. You know what? I really should have looked this up, but the way I could see, I watched the competition, and it looked like you could either do a run in like synchronized fashion with your partner, or you could take turns going back and forth. And I'm not sure exactly how they weighted the scoring there. I always thought or when I was watching it, it seemed like the synchronized parts of it were, you know, they were necessarily slightly worse in terms of the riding because you're two guys trying to land the same tricks, and they were scored on how I'm guessing how synchronized they were. So you're trying to land them at the same time. I kind of feel like that muddies the water a little bit. Here's what I think about a doubles competition. I'm actually just I'm gonna mute this and play it in the background so you can kind of see what was going on. Let me just actually skip to the here. Look, yeah, this. Let's skip ahead here, and this I'll just play this in the background. Where's the final battle? Okay, yeah, there's Trey and Dan. Dan Colvin, the uni hopper, came out of retirement for this. He's looking like a fourth long-lost Puham brother these days. And he's partnered up with Trey. That's a dream team. And then you got Mike Backley with Rachel Sindelard. So this is actually a good way for me to start talking about this. I think Mike and Rachel is a really good pairing for the way I'd run a doubles freestyle contest, which would have very little synchronized riding in it. I think what you do is you pick a partner. Okay, you pick a teammate, and you just remove the synchronized aspect of it for the most part. Oh no, Mike and Rachel are up there. Wait, who? I don't know who was in the final battle. Or this must not be it, but check this out. I mean, since they're having to do it synchronized, they kind of have to just I don't know, there's a lot going on, it's hard to watch, and they have to do easier tricks. I think if you pick a partner that covers your weaknesses and you make it all about taking turns, this could be really fun. I always had the idea when I was riding the basically a freestyle unicycle and doing all kinds of flat style, is what we used to call the freestyle flat combo back in the day. You could basically find someone to cover your weaknesses. So if I were to pair up with somebody like Levi, whose whole thing is just kind of dropping hammers, then you have to match your partners. Sorry, you have to match your competitors in a tit for tat type of fashion. So if they go out there and they do a bunch of combos, you got to decide which of the two people on your team in your partnership is going to go out there and try to back that up and make it way more about backing up what the opponent did. Okay? So if you have a guy who's good at combos on your team and then a guy who's good at doing big tricks, you can kind of mix in how you want to do it. And then here's what I think in terms of this synchronized thing. I did a horrible job explaining it. I hope you could keep up. If you're still listening to me, yeah, I appreciate it. You might as well subscribe. That's what all of my videos are going to be like from here on out. Just be yapping about stuff. But I think you add the bonus points, the multiplier for synchronized tricks as the final trick, okay? Then you can get someone that covers your weaknesses, but you have to find a way to find some common ground with them, some middle ground where the two of you can synchronize to get the bonus points at the end of the battle. And, you know, add a lot of weight to the final trick. Make it really important that you land it and that it's something big. Because, I don't know, I think it could be pretty sick. This looks fun. This is a really good trial. Props to them, the event organizers at NAUCC for giving this thing a shot. I really like that they're getting a little more experimental with some of the Flatland, some of the urban events. I've always thought that's a well we could dip a little deeper into. And it was really good to see Dan riding in too. Look at that quad flip. Dude still has it. Yeah. Okay. And congrats to Trey and Dan on winning that contest as well. Good stuff there. All right, let's take a look at some of these Instagram clips. First up, this is Stefan Rank, current Flatland world champion. He's been doing all kinds of competitions. He got second at EUC Winter. He got first at the German championship, and then he just took third at EUC. I posted this today. Check this out. This is crazy. Apparently he was challenged by Cornell to see what his sedge side consistency looked like. And I'm going to spoil it for you. He does 10 of these in a row. 10 sedge sides in a row. And he does it he just throws them. Like, this is the old school way of doing this. I know some guys have figured out a hand pass for this trick. This is crazy. 10 sedge sides in a row. And this is an insanely hard trick. If you haven't done it, this is like, I've done fewer than 10 of these in my life, probably. And he just does, he does 10 in a row. This is so crazy. The kid he's absolutely locked in. Boom. And all of them are like perfect too. Yeah, so I had to show you guys that one. That is insane. That is just insane. And the other one I want to show you is this guy. So this is Fuo Sato. His Instagram handle is Humiyasa. And he posted this recently. Check this out. This is all of his unispins. So starting in May 2020 with his first 3-spin, he started recording all of his first unispins from 360. He did the cross hand technique there for a while. Look at this where he changed. 630. I don't know what this one is. He's really far away from the camera. Is that his first 900? Someone just filmed it from the other side. Look at this. January 2024. 810. His spins are perfect. June 2023. 900. This is July. Boom, 990. Look how heavy that is. He got like a camera shake from the gym floor. And then April 2025, earlier this year, his 1080. And he has up here, he wants to land 1260 next. Yeah, this is sick. It's all of his spins. It's so cool that he documented all of them. You can see here, I'm encouraging him to do the 1260. Mark my words, this kid's going to be the next one to do a 12. His spin technique is literally perfect. It spins so fast. He wants to spin like me, and he thinks he needs to build more muscle. I will tell you, that's not going to hurt. Building some muscle is not going to hurt. I recommend you train your forearm muscles. If you're going to go to the gym if you're going to try to unispin max, and you want to grow the muscles that are going to help you the most, I recommend training your forearm flexors and extensors. And even you can like get real specific with it and practice turning a dumbbell. Since I've started training my forearms, unispins have become much easier for me. Not that I was training specifically for unispins, but I do think if you wanted to, that's where I would start. yeah, go check this guy out. Give him a follow if you haven't. He's got some YouTube videos as well that are all really sick. He's 17, really good Japanese rider. He can seat whip. You know, he's everywhere. He's gonna be the next big thing. All right, last thing I want to talk about. We got the Danish Unicycle Convention, DUC, coming up 19th through the 21st of September, 2025 in Gillinge. At the Gillinge Unicycle Enthusiaster. Pretty cool. They got the early bird registration until... Oh, wait, maybe they... yeah, okay. Early bird registration until August 25th. So if you're going to the Danish Union Convention, go register before August 25th for only 20 euros. Pretty cool. You can even stay at the event. That's sweet. They got accommodation at the event. Those are the best events. You get to stay with all the Yoon people. All right. I think that's pretty much it here, guys. That's my unicycle news roundup. I have no clue how long that was. It was probably way too long. If you made it to the end of this video, respect. Thank you for listening to me ramble. You might as well give it a thumbs up, subscribe, drop a comment. Let me know if I missed anything, if there's anything coming up. Until next time. See you guys later.